So as it is the 1st of March, in this video I'll be going over my current stock portfolio and providing you guys with an update of all the changes that I've made over the previous month. Going forward, I do plan on making these update videos on a monthly basis. First of all, so I can see kind of how my portfolio has been tracking each month, and also a way to give you guys an insight into what moves I've made each month and what moves I plan to make for the month going forward. The reason I didn't have one of these for February was because the first video on my channel was actually my portfolio update, and also we only made the channel at the end of January, so it wouldn't really have made sense to make another portfolio update just a week or two later. So I've waited until March, but going forward now I'll try to aim for every month. And just before we get started, guys, I just want to say a big thank you for 1,000 subscribers. As I mentioned, we've only had the channel about a month now, so I couldn't have expected it to grow this quickly. So just a very big thank you to everybody who has subscribed and supported the channel so far. That being said, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and also dropping a quick like on this video. It'd be very much appreciated. Okay, so I pulled Trading212 up on my phone here, and you guys should be able to see it on your screen there as well. And we're just looking at the last month here on this chart. And you can see it has not been going in the right direction, but that's not a cause for concern because that's generally the whole direction of the market recently. There has been a bit of a market crash, or probably a better word is market correction this month. Probably the biggest one we've seen since around October 2020, where things dropped probably about 20%. I think at one stage my portfolio was up 30 odd percent. So it does hurt a little bit to see it drop down here, but we just have to remember that these are opportunities for buying more, doubling down, having more conviction on some of the stocks that we have, opposed to running scared and panic selling. And I've actually made a video, I'll leave the little link icon up there for you guys to check out, basically talking about one of the biggest mistakes that investors make, and it's essentially in times like this, when markets start to go down a bit, they panic in stocks they don't have much conviction in from the start, and they sell out of them and lock in those losses, which is never a good thing. We actually want to be making money here. So if you haven't seen that video, maybe consider checking that one out as well, just to help you from avoiding some basic mistakes, especially if you just started out investing. It's an important thing to know. But anyway, yeah, let's take a look at this chart in a little bit more detail. So let's go back to even the 7th of February. Around the 7th or 8th of February, we were looking really good on 34, nearly 35,000 in the account. And then you can see it's kind of starting to go down. Then the big market crash came, and we're looking at about, it went as low as 29,000 at some stages there, but we managed to move back up to about 30 grand. And did I do nothing during this period? No, I made some changes. So let's go ahead and look at what some of them changes were. So basically, I'm always keeping an eye on Tesla. It's definitely my biggest position, but it's probably the one that I'd love to have all my money in, but I just can't take the risk of having it all in there. And it probably wouldn't be as fun if I only had one stock. So let's go ahead and look and see what we did with Tesla here. So let's go ahead and type Tesla in, pull this one up. Okay, so you can see, let's go over the last month. Even here you can see it's been on a massive downturn. So yeah, this, as most people, as I said, most people would probably be scared of this kind of graph, but I see it as a good buying opportunity. So I actually managed to get in around 625, if I can find it here somewhere. So yeah, I think I managed to get in around 625. That's what I thought it was anyway, but it doesn't seem to be showing that this stock went to 625 in the last week, but I think it was around the 625, 650 level. I saw it as a good opportunity for me to buy some more, and instead of actually just putting new money into the stock market, I actually changed around a little bit and I adjusted my weighting into Tesla. So I sold some stocks that I just kind of had there, like Walmart, things that I didn't expect to see good growth in over the next couple of months, and I just took that as an opportunity to put that money into Tesla. So if you can see here, we now have 25.5 shares of Tesla. I think, I may flash it up on screen, but I think the last time we did an update here, we had about 14 shares. So we've got about 11 shares in the space of just over a month. So yeah, definitely doubling down on that Tesla conviction there. You can see that our average price is still about $558. So yeah, that's gone up a little bit with obviously these purchases here. I haven't been buying too heavy into Tesla over the last few months. Still been buying bits of it, but not too heavy. I was kind of waiting for a dip like this, so I obviously had to make the most of it. Okay, so let's come down here and look at our full allocation, and we can see that Tesla has gone up to 47.13%. Now, some people watching this video will probably think I'm absolutely crazy for having so much of my investment portfolio just in one stock. I do plan to keep this around like kind of the 35 to 40% range, but just right now, the fact that I bought the dip, it's gone up to 47. My kind of strategy for this is when it goes back up to around them 800 levels, I normally just rebalance my pies to take a little bit off the table for that one, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Let's see what else we have going on here. We can see NEO kind of around the same, 7.88%. I started buying a bit heavy into Palantir as well over the last month because that has seen quite a significant pullback. I also made a video on that one, giving a bit of a stock analysis over on my channel. So if you're interested in finding out more about that stock, go ahead and check that out. Etsy starting to climb up there in the top positions, Apple as well, and some other big players there as well. So So you can see under the portfolio amount we have an invested figure. I just thought I'd answer a quick query that I know will come up on this one because it came up in my last video. So yes, this is the amount I technically invested, but I didn't do it all at once. It's been over the past year I've invested amounts, but this figure also encapsulates the reinvested profits as well. So if I were to rebalance my pie, or if I were to sell a stock and take them profits and put it into another one, that counts towards your invested amount there. So this isn't the amount that I just took all cash and put it in or something like that. It includes my reinvested profits, and it's been built up over the past kind of year, a little bit longer than a year. I also got another question on my TikTok. Somebody said, why would I buy only €15 worth of Abbott Laboratories? So let's kind of answer that query here. So Abbott Laboratories is part of my genetics pie, which is one of my newest pies that I've started. You can see there's just under 700 in the pie in total, and if you scroll down you can see that Abbott Laboratories only makes up 2% of that. So it's not like I just put 15 into Abbott. He was saying that that wouldn't be a good investment to put such a small amount. It's more so that I'm looking at this as a holistic pie, and I'm just putting, we'll say, like €100 into it each time, and then €2 of that will go into Abbott and then start to build up over time. So that's why, if you're wondering why I have such a small amount in some single stocks like that. Some other changes is that I actually added a position in CCIV finally. I was basically a little bit skeptical of this stock, the whole kind of run up that I was having. I thought it was just getting too overvalued, so I pretty much stayed away from it. I missed the initial kind of part to make money, which is when it was kind of in around that kind of $10-15 range. Shot all the way up to 60, and then once the rumor was officially confirmed for the merger, it started shooting down. By the way, if you're not familiar with it, this is a merger with Lucid Motors, which is basically a new EV company that's coming onto the scene. They still haven't actually made their cars yet. They've only have the kind of prototypes and models there, but they haven't actually started mass production just yet. But yeah, so there's still quite a ways to go in terms of being a complete win of a company. Lots to prove there still. But basically, it had a big run up. I'll go into the stock here so we can see. Let's go over the past month. You can see it had a massive run up there, and I completely avoided it. I did not want to get involved there because I just thought it was far too overvalued, and I was pretty much right on that front. So it started to shoot down, and I got in around 38. I thought that was a little bit more of a better buy, so I started to establish a position there. I actually added it to one of my pies, so that's how I did it there. I didn't just buy it individually, and you can see I have about 6 shares there. But then it actually dropped even further than that, from 38 all the way down to $30. So down about 15% on that, but I don't mind. This is going to be a long-term play for me, and I'll start to add it more and more each month as I kind of add some money into it. And you can see that I've added that as part of my additional growth fund pie. So we'll just see what percentage I've put it in there. Put it in at 5% of that pie. So yeah, you can have a look at some of my other holdings here. I'll just scroll through. I also added Enphase Energy. And yeah, I think that's all the changes I made there. So yeah, I think the biggest change that I made this month was changing Tesla to 50% of my growth fund pie. As I said, I'll just come down here and click rebalance. You can see it's already at 51%. If that gets like 60% I'll just go ahead and rebalance it. Maybe bring my percentage down to 40% and just reallocate that into some of these stocks here as well. So guys, I think that pretty much wraps up the update for March. Just wanted to give you guys a recap of what kind of moves I made the last month. And yeah, so I'll make kind of more of the same. I'll be updating you guys on different stocks I come across throughout the month. I'll make separate videos on them. But if you could take a quick second to drop a like on this video, it would be very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.